The kindness of a stranger. The overwhelming, bright chaos of Mumbai hit 22-year-old Sija like a physical blow. Having just stepped from the cool, sterile silence of the clinic onto the dusty, deafening sidewalk, she clutched her churning stomach. The incessant chorus of horns and the relentless river of people were a dizzying, hostile blur. Her legs betrayed her, suddenly feeling like soft, disconnected reeds. Sija stumbled, reaching desperately for the rough, sun-baked wall, a smear of faded yellow paint. Her vertigo was too swift, her body too drained. The city, too vast, too loud, too indifferent, spun her into darkness before she could find an anchor. She missed the wall completely. Her vision contracted violently to a single, blinding pinprick. Then, a muffled final thud. The ground rushed up, an indifferent stone slab, and the loud, rushing, relentless world of Mumbai went utterly, mercifully silent and dark. The unnatural silence shattered under a chorus of immediate, low gasps. The anonymous flow of pedestrians instantly coagulated into a curious, judgmental circle around the fallen young woman. The city's confused, indifferent chatter was suddenly sharpened and focused entirely on the small, still, vulnerable figure on the pavement. Then, a firm, clear voice, professionally calm, sliced through the confused murmuring. Move back, give her space and air. Girija, a government nurse, crisp and commanding in her starched white uniform, pushed decisively through the cluster of onlookers. She knelt instantly beside Sija, a small, worn bottle of water already in her hand, her movements clinical and entirely precise. Girija administered a few cool drops of water onto Sija's ashen face. Sija responded with a sharp, involuntary gasp, a sudden pull of air into her lungs. Her eyes fluttered open, blinking slowly and painfully against the brutal, strong sunlight. The deafening reality of the world returned in a confused, overwhelming surge. With a solid, practiced arm, Girija helped Sija to a sitting position. "I'm Sija," she whispered, her voice a thin thread. "I'm 22. I came to the city for the first time for a job a few months ago. I was at the clinic because of the constant dizziness and nausea." Girija's gaze was gentle, a trained empathy, but also utterly professional, assessing the whole person, not just the symptom. "It's classic fatigue," Girija stated, her voice calm and authoritative. "Severe exhaustion, likely compounded by stress and poor diet. The city takes its toll." She held out a small, familiar foil packet. "Electrolytes. Take 2 every morning. You will be okay." She briefly glanced at the dusty patch where Sija had fallen, a fleeting acknowledgement of the severity of the collapse. Sija accepted the packet, but her gaze bypassed the object entirely, fixing instead on the nurse's composed face. A powerful, disorienting wave of déjà vu, an almost unbearable familiarity, washed over her. "You," Sija breathed, her weak voice thick with sudden, desperate emotion. "You look exactly like my sister." The words were an articulation of a deep, lonely hope. "Please," Sija pleaded, the professional distance forgotten. "Can I have your number? My sister's wedding is next month back in the village." It would mean everything to me. It was a plea for connection, not just a favor. Girija met her eyes, her own face holding a complex, carefully guarded expression. A momentary surprise, giving way to a flicker of something much deeper. A sudden, sharp recognition. Girija's professional mask settled back, but her response was soft, decisive. "All right, Sija," she murmured, a silent choice made. "But first, we must get you out of this sun. Let me help you secure a rickshaw." She eased Sija to her feet. The street's relentless chaos seemed to recede, held at bay by the unexpected, fragile shield of human kindness. A final, gentle, guiding touch to the arm, and Girija steered Sija toward the main road. The connection had been forged, not by any tie of blood, but by a shared, silent understanding of loneliness and need, solidified in the crucible of a moment on a dusty, indifferent sidewalk in the heart of the great city. Time had flown since the strange encounter. Now, in the familiar buzz of the Savitribai Phule hostel common room, Sija sat on her simple bed, dialing a number. Kartiki! Hello. I was just thinking about you. Her tiredness vanished as her sister's excited voice broke through the line. Sija, guess what? They finalized the dates. The ritual starts the day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is my Mendi. You have to be here. Sija leaned in, her eyes shining. The day after tomorrow. And after that? As she promised her sister she would arrive, a memory of kindness flashed, a crisp white uniform and a composed face. Kartiki, I met someone incredible that day, a nurse named Girija. She looks exactly like you. I asked her to come. Sija ended the call and immediately dialed the number Girija had given her, her heart fluttering with hopeful nervousness. Girijaji, it's me, Sija. I hope I'm not disturbing you. My sister's wedding rituals start the day after tomorrow. She really wants to meet you. Please, you must come. It would mean the world to us. A long, silent pause stretched across the line. Then, Girija's voice came through, smooth and composed. Your sister's wedding? That sounds lovely, Sija. Send me the address. I'll see what I can do. It was an ambiguous promise, a polite, calculated answer. But for Sija, it was enough. The unexpected kindness of a stranger might just turn into an astonishing new chapter.